All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahawah, BAHASHIM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHIM, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the MILLSTONE, and peace and blessings to the whole collective Israel. As you can see, the title of this article, federal agents won't leave Portland until anarchists and agitators are properly dealt with. Trump. Okay, so what this is a small form of martial law. All right, because what these people are doing is they're exercising their constitutional rights, and they're being shunned and denied by the government. All right, so the response by the government is with force. All right, so that tells you that Portland is under martial law. All right, the law of the land is not ruled by the people and go by the Constitution. All right, it's ruled by the military. Okay, so what's happening is modern day Pharaoh, being Donald Trump, is being hardened. Okay, just like back in ancient Egypt. Okay, you know, because read Revelation 11 and 8. Okay, so-called America is spiritual Sodom in Egypt. Okay, so you know, just like what happened in Egypt, the Lord hardened Pharaoh in Egypt, ancient Egypt, so that his works can be fulfilled on the earth. Okay, which is destroy that kingdom at that time. All right, and raise up and deliver the children of Israel. Okay, so that's gonna happen again here in this time. Okay, but let me get some real quick. This is Romans chapter 9, and I'll start at verse 17. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might shew my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. Okay, so you know, going into the Lord hardening the ruler in this time, in this kingdom, being Esau, Edom, so-called white man. All right, so what? So the purpose of the Lord can be purposed here on the planet Earth. Okay, let this pass. Right, so going into Revelation 13 chapter was the 11th verse. You know, going into those draconian laws. Okay, you know, it's going to start going to be harsh punishments for constitutional rights. Okay, you know, free speech. Okay, you know, the right to bear arms. All right, freedom of press. All right, you know, Esau's going to do away with that. All right, because why? Because he's being hardened. All right, so as we know, we should know, according to Esau, Edom, he's known as the sword of the Lord. All right, which I'm gonna get into it, but I'm going into right now how the Lord is hardening Donald Trump. Okay, you know, hardening, you know, Trump against his own people. All right, and against all the other nations. Okay, that's why, you know, going into other nations are hating the whore. Okay, being so-called America. All right, they're mad. All right, they're tired of dealing with so-called America. All right, so that's why at the end of the day, you know, this is all according to the Lord's plan, because this is what's going to set this place up to be destroyed. All right, this is verse 18. Therefore hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will harden, he hardeneth. Okay, so you know, the Lord's gonna have mercy on his elect. Okay, which is of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, that's why the days are being shortened for your sakes. Okay, you know, if it wasn't for the elect's sake, no flesh should be saved. All right, you know, but going into the Lord hardeneth who he may harden, he's gonna harden these martial law troops. Okay, you know, going to 2 Corinthians 16 chapter about them being like madmen, sparing none. Okay, you know, and going into Donald Trump and these legislators. Okay, these people in authority. All right, in governmental seats in the so-called America. All right, the elites. Okay, you know, they're gonna start getting harsher. Okay, because why? Because they want to fulfill their new world order. So you know, so what's going on in Portland? You know, it's best believe it's controlled opposition, order out of chaos is all part of Esau's plan. All right, but you know, the what he's setting up, okay, is ultimately what the Lord is setting up. Okay, you know, but nonetheless, this is prophesied in the scriptures. All right, that this was going to happen. Okay, so I can probably get another one, and I'll read some of that article. This is Sirach chapter 16. That's a quick one. Sirach 16 or Ecclesiastes 16 and verse 15. The Lord hardened Pharaoh that he should not know him. Right, because Donald Trump, he's not going to YAHAWASHI for advice. Okay, you know, this Pharaoh does not know the Lord. Okay, that's why, you know, going into what's gonna happen to two-thirds wrong people. All right, going into Revelation 12 and 12. All right, the devil's gonna come down having great wrath. Okay, knowing they have but a short time. All right, so this man's gonna go in on everybody. Okay, again, that's why if going for the election's sake, no flesh should be saved. All right, but it's all according to the Lord. Okay, you know, because Esau is in power for a purpose, all right? So the Lord ultimately could be magnified at the end of the day. So Sirach 16:15, the Lord hardened Pharaoh that he should not know him, that his powerful works might be known to the world. Okay, so going into that great deliverance, okay, these devils know about, what they call the aliens, okay, but they're the angels, okay? They understand that there's going to be a so-called alien invasion, okay, which is going to be that, read Revelation 12th chapter, all right, 2nd Ezra 13th chapter, about that war in heaven, okay, So that's how these power, because it's like physics, okay, action, reaction, okay, So the action of Esau being hardened, all right, is going to cause a reaction of ultimately the Lord, delivering his people and destroying modern day Egypt, which is so-called America, all right. So here, read some of this article. Here, start at the top. Portland must be free of violent protesters before federal officers operating in the city can leave. Donald Trump has warned, right? So, hey, again, he's being hardened, all right? Let me get another one. That's beautiful, okay? Because this devil's going to start showing his horns, all right? So Exodus 7:3, and I will harden Pharaoh's heart and multiply my signs and my wonders in the land of Egypt, okay? So, going into these plagues, okay, and the ultimate plague being these thermonuclear missiles, all right? All things have to go in order as far as prophecy goes, all right? So the Lord's going to harden this man, all right, and that's just going to be a counter action, okay, by the Lord, which ultimately, again, is going to be this man being destroyed, all right? Him being thrown in World War III, okay, him putting out that RFD microchip, which is a mark of the beast, okay, all that's going to entail for his destruction, okay? It's a series of events, all right? And that's what we're watching and waiting for, okay? Prophecy. All right, read again. Portland must be free of violent protesters before federal officers operating in the city can leave. Donald Trump has warned after the Oregon government announced that agents would be replaced by state police. So, there, the militarization, the mobilization of the police department is happening, okay? But, and really, the police, they're not trained, okay? They have they have different operations in police departments, because police is being funded now to be militarized. That's why they have all this armor and gear on, all right? But what's going to happen is the military is going to have to step in, okay? You're going to see tanks roaming the street, okay? Having curfews, all right? This is Pharaoh's heart being hardened, okay? And so these people are being punished for executing their constitutional rights, all right? Of course, again, it's all it's like Hollywood, this devil, he likes playing God, okay? But ultimately, he's in the hands of YAHAWASHI, all right? So let me just roll through this, It's pretty much just a current event lesson, all right, to show you that prophecy indeed is coming to pass, all right? So this is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, right? 2nd Ezra 15, and I'll start at verse 14. 2nd Ezra 15-14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Okay, so destruction is coming to this world. All right, verse 15. For the sword in their destruction draweth nigh. Okay, so going into the sword of the Lord. All right, really quick. Real quick, Psalm 17 and verse 13. So like it, Psalm 17:13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Okay, so the wicked is the sword of the Lord. So who is the wicked? To establish it, this is Malachi chapter 1 and verse 3. And I hated Esau and laid his mountains in his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord YAHAWASHI of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. So there's a cursed people on the planet Earth, and they are the Edomites, okay? And they are the so-called white men, women, and child, okay? That line, okay, is cursed by the Most High, all right? And they're called the border of wickedness, okay? They're the wicked, all right? So going into, here you go, all right? The Lord's bringing the sword, and these are right, you know, they got what, paintball bullets, whatever, okay? But these are gonna be live ammunition really, really soon, okay? Because this is the new normal, okay? You know, and Esau, okay, because the Lord's hardened him, is not playing no games here in 2020, okay? You know, especially now, again, this, you know, going into what's happening with the so-called coronavirus, okay? You know, and now they're saying a bubonic plague, okay? You know, so this devil is going to do what he does best, is resort to what he does best, which is the violent man, okay? He's going to run to that sword, okay? It's going to be on everybody, okay? Because that's the judgment of YAHAWASHI, all right? And the only ones that are going to escape is going into the Lord's elect, okay? Which will be so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right? Which are the Israelites. 2nd Edges 15 and 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Okay, it's like a modern day sword is the gun. Okay, any weapon of destruction. Okay, a machete. Okay, you know, a crossbow. All right, you know, and going into arrows. A modern day arrow is missiles. Okay, you know, and missiles getting followed in that category too. Okay, because it's a weapon. All right, to kill. That's it. That's all it's made to do. It's not made to save lives. It's made to kill. All right. So one people fight up against another. Okay, going to the uproars of the people. All right, verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. So people are taking it in their own hands because they don't trust the government. All right. They don't trust the people or an authority above them, because, as scriptures say, when the wicked are in authority, people mourn. All right. So people are tired of you know, being taken advantage of and whatever it may have. Of course, because the wicked and rulership. All right, no need to go into a rant, but people are taking it into their own hands. Okay, people getting laid off. All right, and things like this are happening. Okay, so what is the reaction? What's going to happen? Okay, is going to be a slaughter. All right, you know, in the streets. Okay, because it's sedition. Okay, sedition is uprising against authority. Okay, so that's why, again, that's what's happening here today. All right, it's going to get worse and worse. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So that's martial law. They're going to be cutting off cities, all right, and streets, so that, you know, you can't go to where you want to go. All right, you know, again, going into curfews and so on and so forth. Okay, you know, and going into, you know, the Lord hardening men. Okay, you know, that's going into 2nd Edges 16. Real quick, 2nd Edges 16 and 71. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. So, you know, going into the insurrection. Okay, you know, but that's going to be upon all the inhabitants of so-called America. All right, of course, the Lord, the difference is the Lord is going to have a hedge of protection over those men, women, and children that are predestined to be saved. Okay, going into the Lord's elect. Okay, so that's why going into when the enemy shall come in like a flood. Okay, because that flood's going to be upon all the inhabitants. Okay, that rush of water. Okay, that flood is talking about Esau, Edom. Okay, so-called white man. All right, the Lord's going to lift up a standard for his elect. Okay, just verse 72. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. So they're going to be, you know, kicking you out of your own home, taking your stuff and setting up base there. Okay, you know, and spoiling, okay, your goods. All right, you know, women, you know, your children. All right, your prized possessions. Okay, that's all getting ready to be taken away from you. Okay, because again, this man is getting hardened. All right, because we're in a time of war. It's not a time of peace. All right, it's a time of destruction. All right, just red war onto the world. All right, so it's verse 18. 2nd Edges 15 to 18. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the house shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So, you know, people looking around the world and all the chaos that's going on. Okay, so-called America has been preserved for this great and terrible day. Okay, you know, they say, oh, never America, these things will happen. Okay, they're only in third world countries. Well, so-called America's been getting ready to be a third world country. All right. It's verse 19. Slocky about the background noise. This truck pass. Second Edges 15 and verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. All right, going into 8. The Lord's hardened. We read it in Romans 9th chapter. He hardened who he may harden. Okay, so the Lord's going to harden everybody. Okay, read Matthew 24 chapter, which I'll probably close out there, about love of many waxing cold. All right, because that's where we're coming to, some cold times. All right, Second Edges 15 and 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Right, because these people, they have houses, they have neighbors. All right, but the best believe you out there. All right, and you're Jimmy Bob or whoever. Okay, Toby, I'll say that, Toby or Todd. All right, or Greg. You know, and you're out there acting a fool. All right, this man has orders. Okay, you know, and the Lord gonna put the spirit on them to like they say, weapons free. Okay. Second Edges 15 and 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation. So people are going to be pushed to their limits, their edge, so they say. All right, and they're going to be doing things that they never thought they would do. All right, because we're coming to a time like this never before. All right, so people are going to be their morale is going to be thrown out the window. They're going to be eating each other. All right, so let me close out here. Matthew 24. Going into, the signs YAHAWASHI told the disciples to look for prior to his return, okay, in the end of the world. All right, so this is Matthew 24, and I'll start at verse 12 and read a couple precepts down and close out. Matthew 24 and verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So it's going to be cold out here. Okay, the only love is going to be left is with the Lord's elect. Okay, because they keep the commandments. All right, it's verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Right, and that's the elect. All right, we're hoping to be part of that because only the elect are going to escape. All right. Continue with verse 14. We'll close out. In this gospel, the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. Okay, just where has to go out so that the Lord's elect can be sealed. And then what? And then shall the end come. So that's where we are. We're at the end. All right. So nothing's left for this place besides, prophecy to finish out. Okay, the RFD microchip was the mark of the beast being made mandatory. All right. And then the Third World War. Okay, it's going to be very, very rapid. Okay, because the Lord's showing in the time. Okay, that's why 1 hour this place is going to be destroyed. All right, but that's the time we're in now. Okay, so it's only going to get progressively worse for this place. All right, but that's why the Lord said, lift up your head, for your salvation is nearer than ye believe. All right, so with that, those words be edifying. As always, going to give all praises to Abba Shem Shai, Abba Shem Kabadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of MILLSTONE. Peace and blessed, hopefully Israel. Shalom.